Hey there, Dr. Lisa Jenkins Brown here. For longtime subscribers, we want you to know that this channel has been rebranded as the Brown Movement. Going forward, it's all about leadership and culture content, relationships, and recovery insights. If that aligns with what you are here for, then you are in the right place. Subscribe and turn on notifications. In the meantime, here is our new message just for you. Hi, my name is Dr. Lisa Jenkins Brown, and today I want to talk to someone who has felt like they've had to live two separate lives. Like one life in the boardroom, you're supposed to be all logic and no soul. And in faith spaces, you're supposed to be all soul and no ambition. And somewhere in the middle, you are trying to lead, you're trying to love and heal, you're trying to pay bills, all without falling apart. But if we're going to be real, fragmented leadership is expensive. Fragmented leadership, it costs energy, it costs you your peace of mind, it costs relationships, and for some people, it costs them their sobriety. It can cost you your emotional health, and it can cost you years off of your life. So, if you are a high performing leader who's tired of what's called the double bind, you're tired of code switching your values depending on the room that you're in, I want to welcome you to the Brown Movement, where we are building a whole leader strategy: faith, recovery, and transformation. Now, what you're going to notice about me pretty quickly is that I do not live in just one lane. I operate at an intersection that most consultants don't want to touch because it requires you to hold a complexity that many people are unable to deal with. What do I mean? Corporate. I work with organizations, often high pressure environments around leadership and culture and cultural competency. Academic. I teach multicultural studies. So I'm not just giving you opinions. I'm bringing you frameworks. I'm bringing you research. I'm bringing you receipts. And faith. I'm a pastor emerita, and I understand the soul of people and communities. And yes, sometimes the soul shows up at work before it even shows up at home. But here is the problem. A lot of leadership training treats people like machines. It will optimize your productivity while ignoring your visible load. It will upgrade your work, but your stress responses will be ignored. It will deal with and talk about culture, but will not deal with the real life consequences. Like, for instance, how women have to walk that fine line between being confident and being difficult. And so we built the Brown Movement to integrate what people are trying to separate. And that's what I call the triple lens integration. Corporate lens: what is effective in real environments with real constraints? Academic lens: what's proven and credible, not just trendy or cute? And the faith and spiritual lens: what's sustaining you? What is it that keeps you whole? Because if it's effective but not sustaining you, it's going to burn you out. And if it's not sustaining you, but so called effective, you're going to stay stuck. And if you are not grounded, you are going to collapse under the pressure. And that's where the Brown Movement comes in. The Brown Movement is an umbrella with three different distinct pillars, actually. One of them being the foundational one, that is LJB Global Connections. LJB Global Connections, it's the engine. Let's take a look at that. So, picture a woman executive. She's crushing her KPIs. Her numbers look great. Her performance dashboard is lit up, but she's exhausted. She's exhausted because she not only is doing her job, but she's doing what we call glue work. She's holding everything together. She's doing the mentoring. She's doing the culture translation. She's carrying the emotional labor. She's doing the smoothing of the rough edges on her team, the constant regulating of other people's comfort. And none of that shows up on the balance sheet. It's not in her job description. And she's walking that fine line where being aggressive, being decisive is intimidating, and being quiet is not leadership material. So, triple lens insight from a corporate lens, that is an efficiency problem. You are now draining top talent. From an academic lens, that's bias, often showing up in feedback and performance reviews. And from a faith lens, that's stewardship, because you are burning the vessel while applauding the output. At LJB Global, we focus on moving leaders and organizations from performative culture talk to authentic cultural competency, the kind you can measure, sustain, and scale. So, here's your first action step, simple but not easy. Audit your calendar for glue work. What are you doing that is holding everything together, and yet you're doing it for free? You're doing it in silence and at a cost to your own capacity. Then decide, do I delegate this? Do I formalize this? Or do I hand it back to the system that created it? Because you don't fix this by managing people's perceptions of you. You fix it by auditing the system. Then there's risen recovery. That's pillar number two. Take this same leader now, the same leader. Publicly, she's polished, she's high functioning, she's competent, but privately, she is struggling in silence. And for some people, it's dependency on substances, on alcohol, on pills. For others, it's quote unquote respectable numbing, like overworking and scrolling, shopping, avoidance, perfectionism, keeping everyone happy. And if you have unresolved trauma, stress doesn't just stress you, it triggers you. So when somebody challenges you at work, you don't just respond, you react. That's why we built Risen Recovery, which is led by my husband, Vincent Brown, a certified addiction recovery coach. Our triple lens insight. Corporate spaces often treat recovery as a liability, but we treat recovery as a leadership discipline, because you cannot lead people through chaos if you cannot regulate your own nervous system. That's not a weakness, that is a reality. So here's your step. Here's your step. What are you doing to numb yourself? What is your numbing mechanism? What do you run to when you are overwhelmed? Yes, workaholism counts. Yes, being the strong one counts. We're not just talking about substances here. Being emotionally unavailable counts. Name it, because what you refuse to name will gladly control you. Now, let's talk about what happens after the meetings at work, because some of y'all are incredible leaders at work and completely depleted at home. Scenario: a leader comes home with decisiveness, speed, and a commanding demeanor. That works in the boardroom, but those same traits can create friction in a marriage or partnership, especially in midlife and especially in blended families. And you also cannot run a household like you run a staff meeting and expect intimacy. That's why Vincent and I created Bliss by Brown. We are both certified prepare and rich counselors, helping couples build relationships that support their individual and collective calling as a couple. So, here is your next move. Schedule a vision meeting with your partner. You're not talking about bills, you're not talking about logistics. This is a vision meeting with you and your partner, and you have two questions. One, where are we headed together? And two, what do we need to protect to get there? Is it our peace? Is it our time? Is it our prayer time? Whatever it is, what do you need to protect as a couple? Because your relationship is your first team. And when there is no psychological safety at home, your risk tolerance drops everywhere else. So let me wrap this up without it turning into a sermon. Many of you have read or heard, Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That word for transformation is tied to the idea of a metamorphosis. It is a structural change, not a cosmetic upgrade. And that's what we're after. Not behavior modification, not fake it till you make it, not, oh, just be resilient while everything around you stays toxic. We're talking about transformation in your leadership, in your healing, in your loving, because you are not called to be fragmented. You are called to be whole. So, yes, this triple lens approach is a strategy. It is a strategy of wholeness. So, if you are ready to start walking the fine line alone, and start leading with authority, with authenticity, and with wholeness, here's what I need you to do next. I need you to subscribe to the channel because we are going practical on you. We're going to have scripts and hard conversations and leadership tools, cultural competency strategies, and real talk about resilience and recovery. Number two, check the links in the description to connect with me and to work with the Brown movement. If your organization is ready to move past checking boxes, okay, and move into real measurable change, there is a pathway for that. And three, join the Brown movement, whether it's through a keynote, a workshop, or coaching or recovery services. We exist to help you rise. Listen, I'm excited about the future. Again, my name is Dr. Lisa Jenkins Brown, and we are shifting the world towards unity, one leader at a time. I'll see you next episode. Be well and be unstoppable.